Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for SUI price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. Starting on the daily chart, we are looking at an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towards the upside, finished wave A or wave 1, ABC finishing wave 2 or wave B, and then continuation for a new impulse towards the upside to finish potentially a wave C, and of course a zigzag ABC, or you're still looking at a 1, 2 and another 1, 2, and you're looking for a wave 3 toward the upside with a double 4, 5, of course, in the top. In case that you have finished a wave A in 3 waves toward the upside, you are looking as well for a wave B in 3 corrective waves, and then again continuation for a wave C toward the upside. Both case scenarios are requiring, of course, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulse, of course, for higher prices. Now, a bearish scenario, of course, has been finished here as a short-term bearish scenario, ABC, and you're looking for continuation for higher. A longer bearish scenario can be, of course, a 3 ways down, transforming this to a 3 ways up, and then one more leg towards the downside as a wave C, of course, to bring a longer bearish scenario here as a wave 2 or a wave B, and then starting to move toward the upside one more time again. Now, if we dive inside it on the 2-hour chart for the structure, what is going on? So basically, we have finished here a 3 corrective wave with a wave triangle here as an X. Potentially, it can be a W, X, and a Y. Your W is a zigzag, your Y is also a zigzag, and the X is a triangle here. And after this, you have finished potentially a wave A. You're looking for 3 waves toward the upside for a wave B and potentially continuation for lower, unless we have finished, of course, a major correction as 3 waves, and we are looking, of course, for an impulse, which is high possibility right now on the chart. Basically, we are looking at a leading diagonal for a wave 1 here. Of course, it can be a wave A, but higher possibility goes for a wave 1. Because leading diagonals appears much more in, of course, impulses for wave 1, 2, and then we're looking at a wave 3, potentially finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a wave 3, and we are looking at a sideways correction currently, of course, to unfold a wave 5 toward the upside. Now, this wave 5, of course, it can take the 0.618 and the 1-to-1 fib level, or simply taking the all-time high here. However, based on the timing required for this wave 4, we have exactly passed the perfect timing, and we might start to move toward the upside. However, the problem here is that we have, of course, 3 ways down, 3 ways up, and 3 ways down again. We don't see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finished, knowing, of course, that it can be definitely a W, X, and a Y. However, this also opens another scenario that you might still be in an expanding flat A, B, and a C toward the downside to hit the box, of course, in confluence between the 1.38 and 1.618, between, of course, the 0.23 and 0.38 retracement as well. So basically, how we can hit, of course, this wave C as an expanding flat in this area. So basically the answer is, of course, after wave A, wave B, the wave C can be an ending diagonal starting with a zigzag for a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, 4, and a 5 to hit perfectly inside this blue box and then moving toward the upside. And this scenario can be possible that because, of course, what we are looking at here in SUI is not 100% impulsive yet and is still looking corrective much more than impulsive. So basically, if we take a look here inside this area, now you can count a 1, 2 here, possibly, but we cannot really see a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 after it. And after this, we see a deep correction, and again, which is overlapping again, which is an invalidation of any kind of impulse. However, if we are looking at a potential 1, 2, 1, 2 here, therefore, it can be, of course, a wave 3, 4, and a 5. But we have to be careful as well from this scenario that we might have a 3 ways toward the upside, 3 ways down, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, which is an impulse, of course, for a wave C, to finish a wave 2, of course, in a ending diagonal. and then moving towards the downside, of course, for wave 3, 4, and a 5. Unless, of course, this will transform in double 1-2s and see, of course, wave 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, taking the all-time high, of course, and finishing a wave 5 somewhere in this area, and then moving toward the downside for a major wave 2 again. Yep, so these are the possibilities right now for SUI. I'm still experimenting, of course, is this correction as a wave 2, or if it is a double 1-2 in a 3, 4, and a 5. Of course, the targets of a wave 2 can reach even the 0.886. Yeah, so it can reach the 886 as a wave 2 in a diagonal. So these are the possibilities that you might have until here. Yeah, so for a wave 2 between those fib level, and then of course potentially moving toward the downside for a wave 3, and yeah, as a zigzag. You would like to see, of course, a zigzag as well, as we saw here. So we're gonna see how the things are going to unfold. If we take a look a little bit on KGT for SUI, so on KGT for SUI, we can see that we have a bearish signal, strong bearish signal on the 500 strands, of course, giving a convergence from the price action from the top. And that means, of course, there is a pressure coming from the top here over the SUI, and we might, of course, see a breakdown, of course, for a wave 3 after finishing an impulse here at least. So it can go higher, definitely, as an impulse, A, B, and a C, and still, of course, under this low, while, of course, this signal will become stronger and stronger the higher that you get here. And then, of course, pushing the price again towards the downside for a wave 3 in an ending diagonal. This is my possibility still, of course, to be tested in this area, unless, of course, we break all this corrective wave and then we move toward the upside by taking over the 886, simply taking the high here. This is what I would like to see to make sure that we are moving for higher. But the only way that we can see, of course, higher prices as impulsive here is having a double 1-2. So you have to consider this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and you have a wave B here. Sorry, a wave 2, ABC, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for another 1, 2, ABC for a wave 2 again. And then right now you're unfolding the wave 3, which it can be a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. I'm not really sure how much, how much high it's gonna go, but I think still, of course, to be tested in this area, guys. We're gonna see, of course, what's gonna happen, of course, with this signal here. If we're gonna get invalidation, well, which is a high anyway. So yeah, it's a little bit, also on the 5-minute chart we have it. So on a bigger time frame, even we have this signal, and that means, of course, it is a strong signal for the bearish. Yeah. So we're gonna see how this is gonna unfold for SUI. For me right now, I'm still a little bit tending to be, of course, with the ending diagonal, before moving toward the upside, unless, of course, we break the 886. So I start to, okay, this might be, of course, something very impulsive and continuation for wave 5, which is not so far, because you are already in a finished wave 4. This is a bullish scenario at the end. It has to unfold soon or later, but it's all what I'm saying is that I'm seeing on the indicator as well some pressure coming from the top here as conversion, but it can be broken, guys, very easily. Yep, so that was it for SUI. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.